Good morning, children. Welcome to today's physics class. From today's class, we are going to start a new chapter. That is chapter 15, light. The term light is not a new term to you. Already from your lower classes, you are learning about this term light. So many details by now you know about the term light. So first let us recollect what we have learned and also try to understand some new things also about light. This is going to be this is going to be a journey. You are going to learn this chapter continuously till your 10th class children. So you can understand the importance of this chapter and try to understand clearly and learn ahead children. So let us start. So what do we mean by the term light? To understand that, let us imagine a situation. So imagining a situation will clearly make you understand what actually light is. So you are in a dark room. It is a night time and you are in a room where there is dark. It is completely dark. That room is completely dark. And you want to search your science textbook. Among the so many textbooks on the table, you have to find out the science textbook. So will it be possible for you to identify the textbook in a complete dark room? Your eyes are open and you are searching here and there. You are unable to find out. You will agree. And as soon as you bring a candle or you will use a torchlight, you will be able to locate the book easily and you will be checking it. So how was it possible and what was that light did to you to get the book? Very good. So light enabled you to locate. It made you to see the world around you. So then what is light, children? Light is it is another form of energy which enables us to see the world around us. So using the light, even though our eyes are very well present, without the light energy, we can't able to see what are the things happening surrounding you. So not only to enabling us to see, you all know that the right amount of light is needed for so many different things happening on the earth. One such is you might have learned in the biology classes about the photosynthesis. The plants are able to prepare the food because of the light they get from the sunlight. Not only that, formation of fossil fuel, so many aspects, this light is very, very important. But each and every one of us surrounding us, light is present. You are able to see me, I am able to teach to you. These are all things, I am able to see the camera and all these are possible only because of the one form of energy, that is the light. So light is what is light, children? It is a form of energy. So it will enable us to do many things. It enables us to see. So now in the situation, what enables us to see the world around us. So now everybody knows what is the term light. Simply you can define it. Defining is not easy, but understanding is more important. Now, just now we said you can use a candle or you can use a torchlight to locate, or you can on the tube light, or you can use an incandescent bulb. What it can be anything to get the light and to see. So these all things, whichever I name now, a candle, which is the candle flame, and a torchlight, and a tube light, or a incandescent bulb, or the phone's flashlight. All these are able to produce light. Certain things surrounding us are able to emit light. So they are called as, children, luminous objects. And you can see so many other things are there surrounding us. Most of them are non-luminous. That is, they are unable to produce. They can't emit their own light. So the things which can emit their own light are called as sources of light. No, children? Sources of light. So what do you mean by what is a source will do? They will emit light, they will produce light, they will just emit the light. So in this also you might have learned in your lower classes, we have two types. Just now we used candle flame, torch light, and I said the flashlight of the phone, of your phone, and even I said incandescent bulb. All these are man-made. And you know that in the daytime we are getting the natural light that is from the sun. So among the sources, some can be natural and some can be artificial. So in the natural, sun and other stars and also some of the insects like fireflies, all these come under the natural sources. And in artificial sources, so many are there like candle flame, whichever we have named now. So some can emit light and some substances cannot emit light. That is what is our final taking, and they are called as the which can emit light are called as the sources of light. So other words, luminous and non-luminous. And one more thing also you might have learnt about this light whenever we talk about the light. When light, for example, just when you on in a dark room, as soon as you on the switch, the light rays will start spreading and within a second you will be able to completely the room gets illuminated. The room gets illuminated because of the light energy produced from any one source. Yes, and if suppose in the daytime, if there is from the window, you can see if there is a hole or a hole is there. So from there you can see the sunlight traveling like a beam. You can see it is traveling. You can see that very clearly. Even last year you might have learnt about the pinhole camera. These all terms I am recollecting because you all are familiar with this. Do you remember the pinhole camera, children? So using a pinhole camera, we can able to capture and we can get the images. You will learnt about the images also, and also you learnt about shadow. These all are the things which we are already learned: luminous, non-luminous, and also you learnt about the images, and you learnt about the shadows also. So when shadows are formed, children. So when we talk about shadows, again we have to recollect what we learnt about the transparent materials, translucent materials, and also opaque materials. So what are these materials, children? How are they? They are interacting. The interaction with the light, when light is made to fall on different materials, the interaction differs from material to material. Some materials allow the light to pass through them easily, like the transparent materials, like air, water, glass. You know that. You have learnt in your lower classes. Some materials will not allow the light to pass through them easily. Partially they will allow. They are the translucent, like the tissue paper, oiled paper and all. Some materials will not allow the light to pass through them at all. So they are called as the opaque. So these shadows, why these shadows and why I have written all this? So shadows are formed. Light is passing. When on the way of the light, when an opaque object is kept, you know that the shadows are formed. Yes, no, children. What about this term? Image, children. Image and shadow both are same. So image can be, just now I said pinhole camera. You can capture the image, I said. You can focus on a tree or a building near you and you can able to capture the image. So image is not a shadow. Image and shadow both are different. Image is what you see in the yourself in the mirrors. You are seeing. See, mirror you are able to see. Water you will be able to see. So these all are due to the reflection which you are going to learn in the next classes. So images and shadows are totally different. Shadows just they'll give the outline, but images are formed due to the interaction of the light rays after falling onto an object. An object, you can see the image of the object. Yes. So these all in detail we are going to learn using the different types of mirrors, lenses in our classes. So by today's class, if you recollect, you are able to recollect what you have learned about these three materials and also the sources of light, it is well and good. So now, the path of light. So just now we said when the light rays are moving on the path of the light ray, if an opaque object is kept, shadow is formed. And using a pinhole camera, we can capture an image of a nearby building and all. So from this all, one thing we can infer. What is that, children? What is that? What do you understand about the path of the light? So as we talk about the shadow formation or in the pinhole camera image formation, what is that indicating about the path of light? How is the path of light? Even I said from the windows, if there is a hole in the window, you can see that light rays entering as a beam. So what with this, all this, what you can infer, children? How is the path of light? Very good. Light travels in a straight line. So light travels in a, that is why the shadows are formed. That is how we are able to get the image using the pinhole camera. So light travels in a straight line. So other words, this can be said as the very important property of light. Rectilinear propagation means traveling, propagation of light, one of the important property of light. Almost most of the time light travels in straight line. Very important property of light is also called as the rectilinear propagation. The linear itself, you can understand, it is a straight line, it is moving. So how can we, so when we say first property, we are learning, we know that light is a form of energy, and some substances surrounding, materials surrounding us can produce light. They are the luminous objects, and it can be natural or it can be artificial. Some are non-luminous like stone, wood, whatever you see, they can't produce light. So this much you know about light. And when light is interacting with matter, different materials, when it is light is passing through, when light falls on it, light falls on from any source. So sometimes they allow them to pass through easily like transparent, sometimes they partially allow them to pass through like translucent, sometimes they won't allow to pass through them like opaque objects. These are already you know. And with this shadow formation, we can infer, and when we observe different things happening surrounding us, one thing is very clear to that, the path of light is light travels in a straight line. That is one of the important property of light, that is rectilinear propagation, means that is how it travels. So now today two simple activities we will try to understand this rectilinear propagation of light, and further we will be learning in the next classes, children. So now a simple activity, let us light a candle at one end of the, you can try it later, lit a candle. So you know that candle is a luminous object. Once the flame is when you lit it, the flame gives out the light. This is the light, is a source of light. So now you use a tube, a straight tube, and you have to, from the other end you are asked to observe the, so from here light has to travel, no children. Light is a source of light, the light is got illuminated, so it will be, you have to observe, it will be traveling. And when you are observing that, when the tube is straight, so when you are observing from the other end, you will be able to see the light rays, because see, from here this light ray, it will be traveling like this straight, it will be traveling, sorry it is not straight, and it will be reaching your eyes. So this is one way we can understand that light is traveling. The same another tube you take. So in this tube, here is this tube is having a bend like this. This tube is not straight. So again the light rays are there, no children. It is coming straight and it will be going like this only. But as there is a bend, you will be not able to see the light here. So these two types of tubes, straight one tube and another one with a bend, you can infer, you can understand that light, the simple way you can understand that light rays are traveling in straight line. Another activity, children, this activity you can try, and you can make a cardboard tube, and you can, with the bend and without bend, and you can understand. So if you take 2 cardboards or 3 cardboards, we can take. So this is having a hole in the mid, A, B, C. So all the 3 are having a hole in their mid part of the cardboard. And here again you can keep a torchlight, or you can again the flame of a candle can be used to observe, and from the other side you are going to observe it. So when you are keeping all these 3, when they are linear to each other, when they are parallel, or when they are kept in a straight line, from here you will be able to, through this like this, you will be able to see the light rays will reach. But once you move the B, or once you move the C, or any one among the 3, you will not be able to see the light rays. So this is also just moving one, and when you tilt it so that the hole is this way or this way, anyway, you will be not able to see the light rays from the candle. So this is also another activity to prove that, to show to make us understand that light travels in a straight line. In other words, it is the rectilinear propagation of light. So the first one was a very simple activity. This one, say again, let's say you are taking 3 cardboards A, B, C, and all the 3 should be kept in a straight line. You can observe from here, or you can keep a screen and you can see from here. You can observe whether you are able to get the light. You can be able to see the light rays there as a pin. So pin point you will be able to see as on the screen also. So whether you are able to see when all the 3 cardboards, all the 3 holes are in a straight line only, you will be able to see the flame of the candle, or else you will be not able to see. Why? Because light cannot bend and it will not reach your eye. It always, and if it gets blocked, depending upon the material, shadow will be formed, but will not be able to get the light. Light will not take a bend or a curve and reach our eyes. So this shows that light travels in a straight line. So with this, whether we can, so light is traveling in one direction, can we be able to change the direction of light? Is it possible to change the direction of the light? Yeah, that is also possible. That is what we are going to learn in our next class. I hope you have guessed. That is what reflection. About reflection we will be learning in the next class, children. Now as it is the first day, just we have revised what we have learned in the previous class. You also try to recollect what you have learned. If you have the textbook, you can open and read the light chapter from the 6th class textbook. So you will be able to revise about the luminous, non-luminous, and also about the transparent, translucent, opaque objects, and also you have simple activities to prove that light travels in a straight line. In your textbooks, children, 7th class textbook, just you can open see here, the activity is given clear with a clear picture. So you can also try to do this activity, by which you will be able to understand that light travels in straight line. Even here, see, it is the lighthouse. From the lighthouse, how the beam of light. So from this also we can find out that even the headlights of vehicles also we can find out, we can able to understand that light is traveling in a straight line. And here you can see the see here, children. So how we are able to get this? It is because only as light, like a pinhole camera experiment only, as it is traveling, as the light is traveling in the straight line only, the image, you will be getting an inverted image, in pinhole camera. Do you remember that pinhole camera will get the inverted image? Why? Because the light rays are traveling in the straight line. One more example is even the shadow formation. As light rays are not taking a bend and going, as they are unable to pass through, the shadow is formed at the back side. These are even day and night. See, day and night formation, how it is happening. That is also one proof. Naturally, we can able to find surrounding how you can prove it by doing simple activities, and also examples from the nature is day and night formation, and also the shadow formation is one example for the rectilinear propagation. So in an A4 sheet paper, you write this rectilinear propagation of light heading you give. You write any one activity, you will explain that activity to prove that the rectilinear propagation of light, and also in the nature where we are able to find out the rectilinear propagation. 2 or 3 examples you can give from what I have said, and also you recollect how you made the pinhole camera and why we are saying it is also an example of rectilinear propagation of light. And this activity also you can write why we came to the conclusion that light travels in straight line. So these all you revise and be ready for the next class. Children, complete that activity, read the textbook and complete that whatever work is given, and send me the pics so that it will be helpful for learning further. So next class, whether it is possible to change the direction of light or what we are going to learn. Let us be ready for the next class, children, after completing the today's work. Bye bye, children.